Welcome to a very special episode of Deeper Dives. I am Mitchell Stewart, your host, and today we have a very special guest. From the world of Broadway, the current lead in Phantom of the Opera, Megan Percherno. Megan, hello!
Hello! How are you?
We are doing great. Why don't we take us back to how Megan first got to Broadway, where that passion came from?
I'm not like your normal person that knew from the womb that I was going to be a performer. At first, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I wanted to be Indiana Jones. I wanted basically all over the map. Then my junior year of high school, my French class went to see an opera at Chicago Lyric, and it was Romeo and Juliet by Gounod, and I was like, what is this? I was absolutely stunned and touched, as it were. And I remember my entire French class was like, but I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then my senior year of high school, I auditioned for the Illinois All-State Theater. And that's where everybody in Illinois auditions for one show. And it was Pirates of Penzance, which is an operetta. And I got the lead. But again, I wasn't gung-ho that I wanted to do this as a profession. And to be very honest with you, when I was an undergrad, I was like, okay, well, you know what? I am going to sing opera. I am going to go where Mozart lived. That was literally what I thought. So I went to Vienna, and I didn't speak German before that or anything, as one does. And so I studied abroad in Vienna, and it absolutely, again, changed my life. But so I came to New York, and then this little girl from Illinois, I didn't know anything really about okay, so I like opera, I studied abroad, what am I doing with my life? So I remember I looked online for a list of for teachers and coaches at the Metropolitan Opera, Juilliard, and Manhattan School of Music. And no joke, this is a really good, for all those young people who are watching, just ask and be bold, because you never know what's gonna happen. And I literally was just like, hello, my name is Megan, and I would love to have a lesson with you. So my first lesson ever in New York City was in a rehearsal room in the basement of the Metropolitan Opera. And again, I didn't really understand the gravitas of any of this, right? Because again, I was learning about everything. I didn't know who anyone was or what this, that, blah, blah. I didn't really, in hindsight, I'm like, wow, Megan.
So in fact, one thing we always believe is if you don't really worry about the impediments, right? You could do anything. For you didn't know what could go wrong, so just go. And you didn't know how big these people were, so they're not that scary giants, right?
Well, exactly. Ignorance, I guess, is almost kind of bliss. You know what? Actually, I'll bring it to deep dive. Diving into the deep end, it may not be a graceful swim, but you're gonna swim, honestly. You really will. And so you just have to do it and see what happens.